If she wanted to.
No, she gonna talk about she gonna tell my fortune and all that stuff, and I sit down and listen to her. And then I told her about numerology and all that kind of stuff.
No, you didn't tell me about no numerology.
What did I tell you about?
You didn't know.
What did I tell you about when you put them right down to 7, 9, and 8?
You didn't tell me nothing about no numerology.
You was in the kitchen, that bro. You was in the kitchen, supposed to tell me all this stuff.
What happened was,
and I act like I didn't know nothing about what you talking about.
He did that.
Okay.
He came in, and I had a feeling he was looking my way. Just might be, and in case he was, I was gonna block it. See, I'm gonna tell you about a cancer.
Okay.
They said if you don't capture a cancer quick, you won't get it. Because they'll squeeze away from you. They slip, they end up going sideways and slip away from you. And I was good at that. I'll turn you into a friend in a minute.
Friend zone.
Yeah, in a minute. After, I sure would. So he came and I said, he'd come by to check on me because I had been sick and, had a spell. And he came by to check on me and I said, okay, I said, you know what? I said, this is me, blocking that. Because he's a preacher. I'm going to block this.
Yeah.
I'm going to let him see that weird side of me. And so I said, I don't know if you believe in numerology, astrology, or anything like that, but I do.
That was a good one. You tried it.
Yeah, but I do. And I said, I can take your name or your birthday and, kind of tell you some things about yourself. So I said, come on, sit down. So he sat down. And he acted like he was, reluctant a little bit, So he went on and gave me a birthday and gave me his name. So I did it. And on one issue, I saw that we were compatible, but I wasn't going to tell him that.
Right.
And so then, I think the 9 was kind of strong. I'm not sure what it was.
That was a 9.
It was a 9. And that was in the name, I think. And so I told him. And so he sat there and that lip comes down like Albert did. He goes, I'm sitting over there and he's sideways. I'm facing him. And he goes,
She got you.
and so then he got up to leave and he left. I said, I'll fix him. The next day he came back. And I gave him, well, that's a common. He come and have a cup of sassafras tea. I put the root on it.
The tea.
And so I gave him a one-arm hug like I always do. And he kind of pushed me away. And he said, Justine, he said, I got something I want to say. I don't know how to say it, but I'm just gonna have to come out and say it. He said, I care a lot about you, and I want you in my life. And I'm like,
he was like, darn, I thought I'd do something on it.
what in the heck? I'm like, oh, Wow. And so I said, it's like proposing? Well, yeah, I guess that's what it was. I'm like, what?
The next day?
The next day.
Wow.
Grandma T, you quick, ain't you? Say, I gotta lock this down.
He went and read her numbers when he left.
Yeah, he read her numbers. But he was trying to get you fast so you wouldn't squeeze away.
But y'all ain't see the
Because
trick.
I was getting ready to go back to Florida.
When she comes out to my house and start looking in the bookcase,
Yeah.
that nigga done read all this stuff.
Yeah, I went out to his house and he had this room that was full of books and junked up and clothes that needed to be in the cleaners and thrown away and stuff. And I was cleaning stuff. Eventually I started cleaning stuff up, right? Because I'm going to give it a try. And so I ran across this book on numerology. I said,
He was sitting over there, he knew all
and he had some stuff on astrology. And I'm like,
Is that right?
Is that right?
He done
this
sent a
nigga
me.
knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he smooth.
Yeah. He thought he was getting him. He was getting you.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
then found out about his mom. And but the thing about it, that's what he liked about me.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
That's the kind of woman he wanted.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I just stepped right into it.
That's right.
You got like that ever since.
But
Yeah.
I'm on the next day. You came back the next day and
It
said
was ready.
it was ready.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's probably
I
what
knew.
knowledge do for you.
You already knew.
I knew the spirit.
Mm.
I could feel it.
Mm.
I said, damn.
Wow.
But he told when he came there for that fish dinner, he told this girl, this girl was a girlfriend of mine, I thought, and
See,
I thought.
thank you.
and a former member of his,
Mm.
like a play daughter kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was gonna be a daughter too. You know? But anyway, you know. Anyway,
Oh, I love her.
what was I saying?
The fish dinner.
Yeah, he told her when he got in the car and they were getting ready to leave and left the house. He said, "That's my soulmate."
Mm. Wow.
He told her that's my soulmate.
You already knew. You took you a minute to catch up then. He already knew it took you a minute to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause one time he came to check on me and I saw an expression on his face. Cause I can't imagine him playing and stuff. I can't imagine. I still can't.
Really?
Yeah. So he said and as he drove away, cause see what happened, he came by to check on me. He had my girlfriend with him, and they went to the park to some political thing. And when he came back, I was sewing. I was up there sewing, and cause I was working on my house. And he said he was checking. He said, "I just came back and said, are you all right? You supposed to be doing this and something." He left, and I said to myself, something kind of disjointed here. You know, is he getting struck on me and don't even know it?
Right.
He beginning to like me and not know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's when I said I gotta hear this out. I'm not all the way comfortable when somebody likes me.
Right.
You know, they like me.
Right. So that's amazing.
I'm a pretty good runner.
So amazing.
He kept you. He said he didn't flirt too much with you. That's how he kept you close. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep you right there.
What you thought she was gonna run me off by getting on top of the roof, nailing the roof, and got her breeches on and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be what you call a tomboy and all that stuff.
Independent, huh?
Yeah. And I got
scared
sisters
you.
like that. What you talking about?
Right.
So it ain't scaring me.
She ain't done nothing.
Wow. So ever since then, so y'all married when? What year?
We married a few months later.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot of Gemini in me, so that's fast marriages.
Okay. Just like that.
So what's the marriage date? What's the date?
The legal marriage,
Yeah.
the legal is March. That was in November. We married in March the 2nd.
Wow. That was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what kind of did it? I had this list of about 20-some things I would look for in a man. I said if I ever got married again, and I wrote down everything I'd want in it. And I tried to put I wouldn't say things like, I don't, no drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I would say sober, all constantly sober.
Mm-hmm.
But I did say if he drank more than 3 times a year, he's out. If he got drunk either one of those times, he's out.
Mm-hmm.
If he smoked anything, he's out.
Mm-hmm.
If he watches sports on TV, if he's into sports, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he didn't even get a chance.
Mm.
And I had things like that written down.
But you knew what you wanted.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
The
though.
best way to do is write down what you want. And that way you can check the list.
Yeah.
So how many did you make?
Check.
How many did he make out of the 27?
You had to self-love. You had some compromises.
I compromised on about 2 or 3 things.
Oh, that's still good.
That's good.
He had the majority of them.
Yeah. And I didn't know if he had a sense of humor. Somebody had to have a sense of humor to deal with me.
Right.
Right.
They have to.
Had to.
Yeah.
Because but The thing is, spirituality, he had to be spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
If he was Christian, he had to be open to Islam and be fluid in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, been able to
Mm-hmm.
gel or go right in and out. You know, if he was Islamic, then he had to understand Christianity, or be tolerant or open to me being that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want him to be spiritual, not religious.
That's right. Wow.
That's why he was like, no, preacher. Go on, keep it.
I don't want no preacher. They're fools.
Well, you know, I was raised in the Roman Catholic Church.
Oh, I said not Catholic too. I think that was one of my compromises.
But my father was a Baptist, you know, and he was constant in that Bible like mad. So I don't know. Catholic religion to me had too much white in it.
Too
And
dry or something.
too much white. I was always talking about whiteness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what brought that on, but I could not stand too much European
Right.
stuff. I was always that way, and it may be because I was raised up in a Catholic school where white school teachers was at all the time, white statues, and every time I looked around, white,
Right.
until I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where were we at?
Right.
Why these statues are not made in our image and likeness?
That's right.
So you say you've always been that way.
Yeah.
Did you have that in your home, or is that something that was already given to you, just into you, or did you have that? So in school and stuff, you saw white, but at home, were they teaching you who you were?
Yes, in a way of just everyday survival.
Right.
But not just up to me and said black is this and black and blah and all that kind of
That's
stuff.
something you felt.
I always knew somehow I was from the motherland. You know, I don't know if y'all know in them days there was Tarzan and all them kind of pictures going on, and I never did like them.
Right.
And how come Tarzan know more than the natives did in the jungle that lived there
Right.
and all that kind of stuff? So those picture shows put me against
Right.
white supremacy, okay? So that would make me, when I was in the school and stuff, I had white teachers, white nuns.
So your mama had to come down to school for you a lot of
Well,
times?
she came down one time because I told sister, sister said something about the word nigger, and I said that's not nigger, it's Niger, Nigger. She smacked me,
Wow.
and I went back to hit her, and then she called my parents, and so Johnny Jr. fighting, and he wants to fight me.
Uh-oh.
Mama said, bring your ass here. You know better.
Yeah.
And you get these people on me, I'm going to tear your tail up.
Wow.
I'm saying, get these people on me.
Right.
What is she talking about? And then, now my daddy, he didn't play that. He'd look around, and his words was, Joni, now you know what them white folks will do. Stay away from them.
Okay.
They're ugly, nasty, and they stay in trouble. Then what I'm doing in the school?
For real.
But none of this had
Yeah, this don't make no sense. What I'm doing in the school? They said it's the best school. Public schools are not that strict. We need you with top education.
Right.
And anyway, make a long story short, I didn't know it was top education.
Right.
So I getting ready to go in the Air Force. I got 7 people going with me. I'm the one to pass the test.
Wow.
But I don't know this, right? I thought they all was. When I get back out of service and start moving around, I found out none of them passed their test. Some of them end up going to the Army and the other
They
places.
couldn't get in there.
They couldn't get in there because you had to have a high scoring test.
Right.
Okay? So it was just a lot of little things made you understand why your mother put you in a parochial school system.
Right. Even though it wasn't.
Instead of a public.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you still had that black and white confrontation that messed your mind up.
Yeah.
Okay? You didn't know special privileges.
Right.
I go to them white Catholic schools, they put you in the back.
Is that right?
Yeah, they tell you. You get in the back. Even when you come to church, go to the back.
Wow.
See, they was prejudice in them days.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Jim Crow was tough.
Tough then.
Okay?
Wow.
Okay? One of our people came through school and graduated, went to Europe, and came back and put all black statues in that church.
Who was that?
I don't know. Churchill. Churchill family. One of them went overseas and stuff and came back and put black statues in that church and took all them white statues out. They even got the door on the church red, black, and green. Yeah. You thought you went to a Pentecostal church, not a Catholic anymore.
Yeah.
Things just changed. When the black movement was heavy, they were into the black movement. Now, why did this happen in an all-white Catholic church that was caught up in a black community? The people changed it.
Right.
Right.
The people demand their powers to make their culture be in that church.
Right.
I'm saying that for a reason, because we are what we are because we don't stand up for who we are. And we're supposed to govern our own kingdom.
You're right.
Okay?
You're right.
When you find blacks that don't govern their kingdom, they're niggas. Confused. That's what we were. The word nigga means to us. Confused. Not knowing who you are. Trying to play both roles.
Right. Wanna be.
And you can get confused now.
Right.
And not see that you white. But you're an upper class black. I played that one too, okay?
Did you?
Yeah. Man, you go through all kind of moves to get the truth.
Right.
Okay? Your whole life is you trying to find truth. And putting truth in your life so you can be free.
So you have to pass through a lot of different stages.
All the ways of life.
And we got to also worry about ourselves in these Moorish clubs where they gonna make you be the Moor, but you become a institution Moor, where they make you be who they want you to be.
Robot.
Okay? And you gotta be on, they gonna end up being your God. And you do what they tell you to do because he got high rank. Come on, y'all done seen that out there?
Yeah, you already know
You
that.
got to let this cat know, wait a minute, brother.
Truth is one.
Who told you you were so over me?
Right.
Okay? That I'm higher ranked than you are.
I saw that in Cleveland.
Okay? And then end up being a Pentecostal. End up being some little offshoot church. Ain't been more into Islam, man in the moon. And supposed to be a Muslim.
Oh, wow.
Even Muslims do better than Muslims. They dropped the O and forgot Elohim. Okay? Did y'all know that the O was dropped in 1951? And then the U took over?
Just like got rid of the circle and put the U in there.
That's right. Okay? And guess what the old timers used to say? The U is put in there for you to know that he owns you.
Wow.
say it's another sign.
He
where
said
they knew
for
about
the
it.
old timers that. Did you know that the old time Moors was not allowed to shave?
Really?
They was not allowed to shave.
And what's the why and why?
It was part of the policy
Okay.
that Moors did not shave.
To let the hair grow, huh?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
And most of them are supposed to be able to work for themselves. That was supposed to be for you not be influenced by somebody else.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And once, yeah, that's always.
So we got a lot of issue now with organizational.
Yes,
more.
yes, we do. Organizations owning you and making you more slave than the white man did.
Mm.
Because he gonna try to tell you how to function.
Mm.
But we supposed to be set free.
But the prophet told us to be careful of,
Okay?
right?
Yeah, because your own brother.
Your own brother can
He
enslave.
told you that. And he warned you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we don't relate the prophet to be from Kemet. And he was
Choosing to add that.
initiated
Mm-hmm.
in Kemet to come out of the mouth of the sphinx. What's wrong with us?
Why do you think what happened? Why do you think the organizations are not understanding or seeing what they're doing? If we all have the prophet's teaching,
We get drunk with trying to personalize and own people ourselves.
Trying to imitate the Europeans, being slave masters.
We imitate the prophet so we can have authority and ownership to own you ourselves.
right? Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. So it's about a title and a position.
Yes, it is. It's always power.
Mm-hmm.
But now we can't run the organization because we keep talking about power.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to understand the divinity.
Right.
See, we too much into power instead of divinity.
Right.
We don't understand the word divine.
Well, a finite mind, they say, can't comprehend things as infinite.
That divine is getting all of us. And that's why I told you Chief Sadiel don't know what a divine minister is. And he want to ask, what is a divine minister? What is a divine? And ministering is only you doing something for people. So you're supposed to be doing righteous stuff. Why you want to make it bigger than that?
Right.
And make it so pious that it don't make sense?
One can attain it. So they're going to run from it because it's not something they can attain.
Okay? We got so many people out there that's misinterpreting the prophet's wants.
Right. Because they say it's what.
And it's causing confusion with the youth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay?
So how do we get them the understanding of government over organization?
Well, one thing, we don't put enough time in our Constitution to understand it. We don't know there's major and minor constitutions.
And when you say
They're called degrees.
Right.
okay.
What degree are you in the Moorish Science Temple? You don't hear that word around about no degrees.
No.
No.
They want to talk about it. They want to keep it in the back.
That's right.
Okay.
Because they know it makes person don't have total ownership.
Okay.
Degrees break down so no one can own nothing
Okay.
unless they smart. That's the only thing is a passport. You are highly intelligent that you are at the level you are because you know better than being at the bottom level. But you're not supposed to take control of nobody.
No. Sister Never, well, you said something. What happened in Cleveland? You talking about something in Cleveland?
Oh, the parade. Somebody coming in before somebody else.
Really?
Shaking like a leaf on a tree. What is it? Shaking like a crap gang. You know what I'm talking about.
On the Dami Hill,
And,
out of Cleveland, Ohio. That's Supposed to be a grand
he
chief.
comes in, and he's marching in before Roswell,
Okay.
and it's a parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So we don't stay. We need to be more into our Constitution, learning, taking more time in the Constitution.
We're supposed to take all kind of time in the Constitution and learn the difference between major and minor.
Right, different level. Of the ladder. But that's definitely where we need to start, because the word Constitution means what you're made of. You gotta know what you're made of.
And the biggest thing, if you into Islam or Islamism, you're supposed to understand the fatwa.
Call the prayer.
What is the prayer about in the first place?
Hey, it's understanding your connection to God. You know what I mean? That covenant. That's how I look at it. You know, it's the covenant and your connection to the Creator. You know,
so if y'all God people, y'all good people, ain't you? Then why you putting other people down? After a while, y'all be having rank. After a while, I want y'all captain, corporal,
right,
first sergeant. Y'all start wearing that on your arms after a while. I want you.
Wow.
Well, you know, that's how they've been training ones to think. You know, it's all about a class system, and where you at, or who you know instead of what you know.
Here's a dude who said they made him a mufti. Some people call him mufti.
Mm-hmm.
And he gonna go to another organization and govern that body. How you gonna do that?
They let him do it? That's
No. They'll try it in a minute.
Yeah.
They'll come up to you, don't bet won't know you just cause you got a fez on your head.
Right.
Prove to me you real.
Right.
Who are you
Exactly. Question me.
to me? I'm not in your outfit.
Right.
Really true, that don't make no sense. How you gonna govern me and we don't do what you do?
Right. You can come to another man's house and tell him what to do in his house.
We got all that crazy stuff going on. Then you gonna tell me I'm not a Moor because I don't do what you do.
That's a problem we was having in Indiana. So
It's everywhere, man. It's everywhere. And it's getting so complicated till we begin to have wars among each other.
That's not. I was just gonna say that's so sad.
it is.
So sad.
Can't even govern ourselves yet. We're gonna be can't even unify, come together.
And we're supposed to be about peace.
And then we're gonna fight other people.
Right.
Well, I think, like I said, that's once again following your that standpoint, because the way that most of the nations have been founded is been off of war, where they force ones into a, you know what I mean, this is the structure and we're going to go through with the sword, and, you know, those who lay down,
So
See,
stay.
you got some water.
but the sword was supposed to be about justice.
That's right. That's where they come. That's where they have tainted it and turned it into something, corrupted it.
Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
I didn't ask you. Okay, you come 30 years out the church. How you? I know you said when you were a youngster, the Moors were teaching you lessons, but how do you go from 30 years being in the church and then going to Islamism?
Well, let me put it this way. My teaching was Reformation,
Okay.
which means I'm a reformer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, if I'm a reformer, I'm about words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If something is highly intelligent, I will adopt to that and leave the ignorance alone. Okay.
Islam.
So don't give me a name. Give me substance of what the name means.
Right.
I see Islam as learning how to have peace in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about how somebody else took it. Okay?
I'm just saying, okay, but how did you go from, you know, preparing sermons and having a congregation? Like what, you know, what happened? Like one day you just happened to go to a meeting?
Because I began to look at the words to a different meaning. You told me I was learning theology.
Mm-hmm.
What does theology mean?
It means-
God idea, God understanding?
Right.
That's a broad statement, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then I can go anywhere I want to go with it.
That's right.
Okay? How you gonna be telling me about a denomination? I don't want to be in no denomination. I want to be universal.
That's right.
Okay? So, as the boy said, you like to play on words, don't you?
Mm.
Yes, I get good directions that way.
So just I guess just to just study, just reading different literature, and you
Yeah.
end up in
I'm always reading. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. I'm through with it.
And that's it.
You know, I just like, because it's interesting how, you know, because me personally, you know, I didn't learn about the Moorish heritage, about our Moorish heritage till I was 29. And, you know, and that happened just to come through. I was working at AutoZone, and of course, you know, this is 2007, and so a lot of these Moors were doing UCC paperwork, a lot of this Patriot movement deal. And that's how I learned. You know, Moore came to me. He was like, "Well, you know, we're not, you know, since we're Moorish, we're not Negro black, we're not black." But that whole aspect that they gave it to me was on, well, you know, we have a right to land. We're indigenous to the land, but it didn't really have to do with the prophet's teaching. It just had to do with the understanding a nationalistic aspect that, you know, we are connected to this people. We are not these brand names, and this is how we're gonna maneuver in this United States system. And it wasn't until after I studied that for a while and realized, like you said, there's no divinity in it. The way they was bringing it to is, I'm just learning law. You know what I mean? But we're divine beings. You know, you can't keep giving me something without some spiritual nature to it, and it sustained me.
Okay.
And so, you know, that's how I moved into the teachings of the prophet, going to search for, okay, where is this missing part? You know.
Well, they said religion has got law and gospel. Gospel is good news. Law is guidance. Okay? So the idea of the Ten Commandments came from 147 negative confessions. Condensed the 10 Commandments, condensed the 2, condensed the 1. Okay?
We had the computer over there at the house that burned, and we had just moved into it, and